There's one particular thing that Indigenous Strandz has been doing consistently since she began her hair growth journey. And I've tried it and I've noticed so much difference. So if you've been wanting to grow your hair longer and it feels like nothing you're doing is actually working, then you're probably missing this key tip. Indigenous Strandz has kinky, coily hair that is literally down to her calves. It is crazy. But thankfully, she's been really open enough about her hair journey to share her routine with us. Now, I'm on a journey of growing my hair from shave to tailbone length within 7 years, and using one of her techniques is what has helped me to retain the most length. And by the way, I have released a similar video to this recently, but there were some questions in the comments section that I thought I would answer this time. So let me first just explain something. As long as we don't have any health issues in the way, typically our hair is always growing. But contrary to what you might think, it doesn't get to one length and then stop. In fact, our ends are often breaking off, and that is what makes us think our hair has stopped growing. So let me just explain that again. The key thing is to know that your hair is always growing, but it's because our ends are breaking off, it makes us feel like our hair has stopped growing. So, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to maintain the length at the ends of your hair. And that is exactly what Indigenous Strandz taught me to do. And she uses something called flaxseed gel. Now, flaxseed are these tiny seeds, sometimes referred to as linseed, full of nutrition, full of fiber, omega 3, and it becomes a gel by releasing its properties and oils into hot water, which forms a like gooey, sticky type of texture. And some of the benefits of flaxseed gel is one, that it reduces frizz. And you'll be able to see that as I'm applying it right now. You can see that the frizz on my ends is literally disappearing as the curls are being defined. So that's another benefit as well, actually. It really defines our curls. Thirdly, you can use flaxseed gel as a light hold type of gel. I wouldn't expect to do like a full slick back style with it, but you can use it as a light hold gel. And fourthly, the vitamin E in flaxseed gel really helps to increase shine and elasticity. And again, that's definitely something I've noticed. And you can see in this video, the ends of my hair become much more shinier. So how can you use it? Well, Indigenous Strandz, she doesn't typically use it on her scalp or the full length of her hair. She only uses it on her ends, and that's after hydrating and moisturizing. So after using some kind of liquid, whether it's water, aloe vera juice, whatever it is that she may use, and some kind of, I think she used to use shea butter. Not too sure if she still uses that now, but then she would apply flaxseed gel after all of that. So it's the last thing that she applies to her hair. And it causes a hardened shell around the ends, which helps to reduce breakage, single strand knots, and split ends. Because we're remembering that our goal is to increase the length of our hair by maintaining its ends as long as possible. Now, using flaxseed gel is a great tip, but it does have to accompany some other hair growth tips. So, if you're not very familiar with how to actually retain length, how to grow your hair by retaining its length, and some of the practices that you would need, then feel free to grab the link in the description box of this video, where I'm sharing with you a few tips on how you can literally maintain your length and be able to get past your length plateau. Because honestly, if you just try this one tip of using flaxseed gel on its own, you'll just end up with dry hair, and dry hair equals broken hair. And I don't want that for you. So go ahead and grab the link in the description box. Okay, so one of the questions that I was asked in the comments is, am I supposed to wash it out? And the answer to that is no, you don't need to wash it out. So once you have literally gone through your hydration or moisture routine, adding your liquid, adding your, whether it's a leave-in, whether it's a butter, whether it's an oil, whatever it is, after you have done that, then you will apply the flaxseed gel to the ends of your hair and you leave it in. So you leave it in as long as you need to leave it in. Yeah, until you then go back to re-moisturize your hair. And then again, you can still reapply the flaxseed gel as many times as you need to. Another question was, how do you do this with short hair? And that's a really great question, because when you've got, medium length hair, whether it's at your shoulders or a bit longer than that, then that's quite easy to do, because you can get to the ends of your hair, should I say. But if your hair is at a shorter, maybe teeny weeny afro stage or just about ear length, that kind of length, then it is a bit more challenging. So, and I do remember being at that stage as well when my hair was that short. But maybe one thing that I could recommend is you could try using the flaxseed gel as a sort of wash and go type style, or a twist out kind of style, meaning that you would apply the flaxseed gel to pretty much most of your hair. If you are going to try that, then please do your research. Check on other people's channels who frequently do wash and goes. I don't do them, so I don't know the right way to layer your products in order to make sure that you don't get any flakiness or white bits. So please do your research if that is something that you are going to try. And just to make sure I'm sharing the good and the bad, some of the downsides of using flaxseed gel, one is that it does have a really, really short shelf life. So because this is a DIY, it's made with water, it's literally just the seeds and the water. That does mean that it doesn't last very long. So if you put that in your fridge, it's probably only gonna last around about 5 days or so. But here's a brilliant tip that someone on my channel actually shared with me, and I've been doing it now for over a year, and it was such a good tip. Basically, once you make a full batch of flaxseed gel, instead of just putting it all into one container and putting it in the fridge, what will happen is you'll end up wasting most of it. Instead, you can put it in an ice cube tray and put it in the freezer. So then what I do is when I do need to go and refresh my flaxseed, I'll literally just pop out 1 or 2 cubes, put it in a small container, let it defrost until it's, in a liquid form again. Then I can use it and I haven't wasted the rest of the flaxseed. Or probably another thing that you could do is add some type of preservative. Again, I've not done that before. That's not something I've experienced, so I can't really speak on that. I wouldn't know what is the right preservative to add. But yeah, I just tend to stick with the ice cube version. Now, another challenge is some people have said that it does dry out their hair, so they're not very keen on flaxseed gel. And I totally get that. If your hair doesn't agree with it, then please do not use it. One alternative could be using castor oil because it's so thick. But again, maybe castor oil may not agree with you either. So you just got to find something that works for you. But again, what I want you to take away from this video is the key principle of your ends are the part of your hair that is breaking, and that is the part of your hair that you need to preserve. So you want to do something that's going to help you to preserve your ends in some way. Also, another really, really key thing that I want to warn you of is when you do have flaxseed gel, particularly in the ends of your hair, you really do have to handle your hair well and handle it with care. Please don't try to rip through your hair whilst the flaxseed gel is in. Honestly, your hair will just break, or it will really tangle up and then break. So what I would encourage is, if, for example, if you have your hair in twists and maybe the flaxseed gel is at the ends and maybe you want to undo those twists, I would probably recommend just spray a little bit of warm water on the ends of your hair where the flaxseed gel is. It is going to immediately soften. It doesn't take long, like I'm literally talking within a second, it will have softened, and then you can undo your style. So of course, if using this flaxseed gel is something that you're planning to try, then obviously you're going to need to know what the recipe is for making it. So click the video that's on the screen now and I'll see you over there.